It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Tech for Senior Live. It is December 29th, our last show of the year. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. If you are listening out there, thank you for listening. We certainly appreciate your enthusiasm, and that keeps us going. If you're listening to this as a YouTube replay, thank you. And if you're listening to it as a YouTube short, just click the link and it'll take you right to the show. The show today will be about an hour long, and we're, of course, going to review the news of the week. And our topic, though, that we're going to talk about, first of all, is, are you willing to pay $250 for an Amazon Prime account? Is it value there? We're going to talk about that and many other things today on the show. Now, you're probably wondering, there's 4 squares on this screen. Who are we all? I'll introduce our guests in a moment, but we're the same gang that has the Monday show, and we're up to we were up to the 144th show on Monday now, and we were just planning out our 4th season today. So we are here for season 4 of Tech for Senior on Monday. And if you haven't seen the show on Monday, I'm going to just put our website up here. The details are all on the site. I made a few changes this week to make it even easier. So we've got buttons now. You just click the button and it'll take you right to wherever you want to go. So it's quite easy to find us. So that's on our Monday. So that's Monday, and you're more than welcome to come and listen to us. We also have, of course, this is our Thursday show. And on this show, we talk about news of the week. We're basically going to go over news articles of the week. And if you want to follow them along, you can go over to our Facebook page at Tech for Senior, and we have our all the articles we're going to talk about are on our page there. We have, of course, they're there, and you can watch them and follow them along, or we'll have them, of course, on our main stream for you. So that's us, and of course we record all this, and we have a big YouTube channel, so you can find most of the stuff there. We also have a podcast. We podcast this out to everybody, so you can listen to it as a podcast as well. Right. So let me start by introducing my three other friends of mine. They're the experts on our panel today, and you may all think we're sitting in a studio and we're all together sitting having coffee, but we're not. We're actually in different parts of the country, the world. We're all over the place. But before I introduce everybody, we don't know who's listening out there, we have no idea who's out there. Now, we're good friends, and we don't mind sitting around having our coffee and talking about all the news articles, because we would probably do that anyway. But we're hoping people are joining us and are going to listen. So if you're out there, if you could put maybe your name in the chat and where you're from, and if you have Amazon Prime, and if you don't, do you think it's worth it? Give us some comments on what your thoughts are going to be. We're going to talk a little bit about Amazon Prime today. Now let me introduce everybody. The first person I'm going to introduce, of course, is my co-host on Monday. He's a sort of a famous guy, but he's also someone I've known for 4 years now, and we work together pretty much every day through the week. So we have a lot of fun together. He also hosts many other shows. He's a very popular speaker and an extremely knowledgeable fellow on technology. I have to be nice to him because he's our co-host on Monday, and this year he's actually going to take over my job part of the time as hosting the show. So he's someone I got to be really nice to, and that of course would be Huey Poplar. What do you have?
Yes,
Huey?
Please be nice to me.
So tell us what the temperature is in Florida. Give us the.
I'm not sure. It's probably in the 60s right now, but it's going to 78 today.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we finally got our weather back.
Yes, indeed. All right. So all things are going well with you? Life's good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's sunny. It's beautiful here.
Mm-hmm. Great. All right. And the second person I want to introduce today is, again, a good friend of ours. He's been with our Monday show since we first started. He's actually a boxer. He was a boxer when he was a young guy. He bloodied a few noses. He's now our security expert, and he keeps people in line in the show. So you better put nice comments in. If you put bad comments in there, you may find your nose bloodied. He's a tough guy, but one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He's internationally famous. He talks on security topics all over the world. And we're so fortunate to have Bob Gostischa from Los Lunas, New Mexico, with us today. Bob, welcome.
Good morning. Would you believe it's 73 degrees here? Oh, no, excuse me, 37 degrees.
I thought, what? That snow melted pretty darn fast, Bob.
Well, that works the same way as my age. I'm only 28 years old.
Indeed. So,
and if you believe that, I also have the Brooklyn Bridge for sale.
So, hey, what is another week till you're going on your cruise, or what?
The cruise leaves on the 8th.
The 8th of January.
Yep. And I have the internet access package. So hopefully, we'll see. We may have some fun at sea.
Oh, that'd be great. You come on the show from sea, yeah.
That will be a first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't get too close to the edge when you're talking to us.
Yeah.
I told him the phone.
Do you know that the edge is actually up? I mean, the railing is up to here. So anyone who says they accidentally fell overboard, boy, they're more drunk than I thought they were. You have to climb up in order to fall over.
All right. And of course, last but not least, and he's of course a very famous person in his own right, and he is our musical director for our Monday show. He holds a lot of other hats as well. He's the president of a national organization, Association of Personal Computer User Group. That's a big word to say. He's the national, and he's also the treasurer. He's so trustworthy. They let him hold all the money, and he takes all your money. So he does that. But really, where his sort of claim to fame is his music, and he's an expert and he talks around the country, internationally actually, on music clubs and how to start a music club and how to get things going with that. So he is a great guy. He is, as I said, our music director on our Monday show, and that would be Ray Baxter from Pine, Arizona.
Good morning, Ron. Thank you so much for your kind remarks. I wonder if some of the people are getting tired of hearing them every week. So we may start with something new next week.
I got to think, you got to tell me something else about you guys. So I can...
Well, this is the busiest time of the year for me, for sure, with respect to all the payments coming in from the clubs, and we got a few more days for folks to get their money in. If the clubs get their dues renewal in by the 31st, then they're eligible for a special early bird prize. Why we call it early bird, I don't know. It should be almost late bird, but we have a prize. If you get your money in, we'll pick a winner.
There you go. So, Huey, do we have anybody listening to us out there? I see we have a few comments.
Yeah, actually, we got quite a few out there. Let's take a look.
Jolin says, best answer to the LastPass Kerfuffle, thanks. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, John. In fact, your letter to Bob or Bob's letter to you prompted a discussion about that. So we're going to talk about that today. Greetings from John says greetings from Low Country of South Carolina. Bernardo DeFazio, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Ronnie Swain, Aledo, Texas. Now, Ronnie, has Ronnie been here before? Is this a new? Is that?
I don't recall the name.
So. I don't either.
I apologize, Ronnie, if you've been here before and we haven't said hello to you, and but if you are, this is your first time, welcome and congratulations. We always are interested in new people coming. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you'll have a good show.
Put that in the comments when you write them.
Yeah, we're really interested in new people coming. So a big shout out to Ronnie Swain from I guess it's Aledo, Texas, right?
Yep, sounds right.
Yes, Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 42 degrees and overcast. Jeff is from Southern California. Welcome. Mike Ungerman. Mike is part of our group, and he's does a lot of presentations on our Monday show. He's doing one this coming Monday, and it's on EV cars and batteries. And Mike is a regular contributor to the show. He's a very knowledgeable guy, and actually has been on this show before as well. So welcome. Welcome, Mike. And finally, a warm, sunny day in Central Florida. The electrons are flowing from my solar panel. He's sitting there smiling. Mike always smiles when it's sunny out because his solar panels make him money. He just sits in the driveway, looks up at the panels, and the meter just ticks along. John says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, everyone. Yep, we always encourage you for that. Sally Ann from Kirkland, Washington. Snow is gone. Lots of rain. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Do not
have Amazon. Do not. Okay. All right. Okay. Mike Ungerman. Yes, I ship Amazon Prime. I watch Prime videos. I think membership is worth the price. Okay. We'll talk about that today. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 42 degrees and cloudy with rain later. Bob Baxter, we use Prime a lot. Okay. JJ, Lake Country Area Computer Enthusiasts. Welcome, JJ. JJ, of course, is a regular viewer and also comes to our Monday show. He's a big supporter. Thank you, JJ, for all you do, and thank you for supporting us. Thank you so much. Clark Walker, sunny and 41 degrees in Trenton, New Jersey.
And that gets us up to date.
Welcome. Well, that's good. That's great.
So, Ron, I hit the wrong button and I disappeared.
You sure did.
And because I'm using private mode, I couldn't get my camera back on without totally going out and restarting and allowing the camera.
Best laid plans.
There you go. There you go.
I wanted to scratch my nose and not have it be shown. So I hit the button to stop the camera. Well, I couldn't restart the camera because I'm in private mode. It's working.
So I had an experience. I was the last Monday show. Zoom kicked me. Like I'm the host of the show, and we've got like almost 100 people in the show, and we got all the staff. We go showing videos. I mean, it's a big production, right? And I get kicked out, right? And it was really cool because it logged me back in real quick, set me all back up, and you guys didn't even miss me. The show was kept going on. So well done to Zoom. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. It got me back in real fast. So why it kicked me out, I don't know. They didn't like me or something.
Was it Zoom or was it your internet access that
No, I think it was Zoom. It was Zoom, and it got me right back in, and away it went. So anyway. All right, so let's do. People are probably wondering what the heck are these guys going to talk about today, and what I wanted to do was let me just come down here, and I wanted to talk to you about Amazon Prime, and let me just come up here, and here's the. So the question I have for everybody is Amazon Prime worth it? And of course I put in the news, part of the news article this week, and some of the things we're going to talk about is, of course, Amazon's costs are going up, and of course Prime will be going up this year, and what are the current prices of Prime? And so this is U.S. figures off the U.S. site. The Prime is $15 a month. Now, it's interesting. A lot of people pay on a monthly basis because they don't have $179.88 to pay. So they just pay the $15 a month. So it comes to $179.88. Oh, sorry. The annual amount would be $130. They don't have the $139. So they just continue to pay on a monthly basis. So it let's say it's $180. For sure, it's going to go up this year. And will it be $200? Will it be $250? I guess the question I'm posing for everybody is this: what is the value here? And certainly, if you're paying $15 a month in the light of current economic situation, people are having a hard time. They can't buy, they're financially stressed out. Is there any value in Amazon Prime? What is the value there, and should we be using it, right? And so I guess we'll have a talk about that, and that's what I wanted to briefly discuss before we get on to the news articles. And I have 3 examples, personal examples, and I want to put them forward to you guys to see what you think. Okay, so I'm going to show you some stuff, and I want you to tell me, okay, is there value here, or isn't there? And you'll sort of see where we're going to go with this. All right, so the 3 things that I bought, and we'll talk about this. The first thing was I bought some Melita coffee filters, okay? And the Melita coffee filters I bought. Now, I don't usually use coffee filters. Most of you know I'm an amateur barista, but I have a specific machine, and the way my wife likes the coffee, I need number 6 Melita coffee filters. And that I need these specific ones for it to work. And I cut them, but I won't go into all that detail. Now, on Amazon, and these are Canadian figures on the Canadian site, Amazon Prime, the coffee, I have no idea what the filters were worth, but the filters were for $11.31, okay? And with all the taxes delivered to me for these 40 coffee filters, it was $14.55, okay? Now, I thought after I bought the first box that I have no idea what these filters are worth. So I couldn't find them in the grocery stores. I looked really a lot around here, and I couldn't find these in the grocery stores, right? So I didn't know what the price was. And then I did find them, and on this is a local grocery chain, London Drugs, and they're in our area, and their regular price is $4.39. And they had them on sale for $2.23 for a box, same box, right? All right. So now here's the deal. If you take the time to do the math and you add it up, I know Mike Ungerman's doing this. He's got his calculator. He's probably doing it in his head. You'll quickly see there's $50 saving by buying it locally and buying these on sale and not using Amazon. $50. Now that's just on one item. That's just one item. That's a coffee filter. You could save $50 by buying it locally and not on Amazon. Now, just hold on before everyone jumps on this. I just want you to present that, but that's just coffee filters and a $50 savings. And when people are having a hard time putting food on the table, that could be significant, right? Okay. Next thing I bought is I wanted some soap for my soap gun for washing my car. And this is a one that we use a lot, called Mr. Pink. And I just bought this yesterday, and it was $39.33 on Amazon, and it was on sale for 24% off, right? So it was on for $39.33. So I thought, well, okay, so I ordered it because I thought it was on sale and that was a good price. So what is it locally? So I went to our local store, and this is Canada Tire, which is a big national chain in Canada. And if I drove over to the store, stood in line, and with everybody, it would cost me $41.99. $2 more to go and buy it locally and stand in line, and I have the gas to go over there and to buy it. So good deal on Amazon. Now in that situation, don't buy locally, buy it on Amazon, because Amazon's going to deliver it right to the door, right? All right, two different scenarios, right? Okay, now you're going to say, yeah, but it's $200, $150. Let me look at the next one. The next one
You're locking up, Ron.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is men's clothing. Now, this is, you have to understand, I live in Canada, but I have an Amazon account in the United States and I have an Amazon account in Canada. I have a Prime account in Canada, but I have a regular account in the United States. I don't want to pay Prime twice, right? So this is actually not a Prime. This is the Amazon USA, and clothes are so cheap there. And this is a PGA golf shirt that I bought, and this was on sale for $22. Okay, and I bought this on November 5th, 2022, which is just last month, right? And I paid $22. Now, if you read the fine print here, this is on the US site. It says no import fees, deposit, and the shipping charges to Canada is $10.35. Okay, so if you add all this up, it cost me this shirt cost, this is US dollars. Okay, it cost $36.15 to have it delivered, shipped up to Canada, right to where I am here, which is this is a very nice golf shirt. Okay, so I got this for $36. So let me go over to Prime in Canada. So here's the same shirt on Amazon Prime in Canada, and the price is $127 for that shirt. So I saved about $80, $80 buying it on Amazon. Now, it's not Prime, so it's not an exact duplicate, but I just wanted to show you the tremendous savings that are different. But this is exactly the same shirt on the Canadian site, but it's $127. So I guess the question I have for everyone is, what I'm trying to show you here is, is it worth the money? And I don't know the answer to that. I asked Ray because there are other things that go along with your Amazon Prime membership, right? There's the movie part, and there's the music, and there's been some changes lately. And if you are a music buff, $20 a month maybe is a good deal if you get all the free music. Ray, you were going to tell us something like what's changed with Amazon Music. Is this something that we should factor into whether there's value there?
Well, you did a very good job of comparison, and I think that's what we all need to do, particularly if we're looking at larger dollar amounts. To me, I get 3 benefits out of my Amazon Prime membership. Certainly the free shipping, but as you pointed out, I should actually look and see, does that really make sense? It will if they're shipping a TV to my home. Does it make sense if they're shipping coffee filters? So that's a good example. The second thing, of course, is Prime Video. And if you like to watch and stream your videos, that's an excellent choice. They have a lot of movies as well as first run shows that they actually produce. And then the third category I think is important with a Prime membership is Prime Music. Now, Ron is right. That did change. They've had for the longest while 2 different plans, a free plan and a paid plan. The paid plan, I believe, is an additional $8.99 per month above and beyond what your normal Prime membership is. So the old free plan was you had access to about 2 million songs, only 2 million songs, and you could pick and choose what you wanted, and if it was in that 2 million catalog, it would play. For the additional $8.99 a month, there was 100 million songs in their catalog. So 100 million. I didn't think that many songs were in existence. Anyway, they've changed it on November 1. And now the free plan is no longer where you can pick and choose. The good news on the free plan is you have access now to the same 100 million that people who pay the $8.99 do. But the bad news is Amazon is going to pick and choose the music you hear. So if you said play hits by Elvis Presley, the first, even the second song might be an Elvis song, and it really wouldn't be one of his more popular ones. It typically is ones that were from the early 70s when he was on the downside of his career. So, and then all of a sudden you'll hear Jimmy Rogers or some other artist. So they pick and choose what you're going to hear. This actually, for I would say most listeners who have used the free version don't like this new setup. They like the idea, even if it was limited, where they have the choice to pick and choose. So I personally, and I think Bob is with me on this, my main streaming that I use now is YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium gives you the movies. YouTube Premium gives you the music, and for the music that I like, the quantity is there, and I just think that's the better way to go. Last night, as an example, one of my favorite movies from the early '60s, 7 Days in May. I'd love to see that again. I haven't seen that in decades. Sure enough, it was on for free because I have YouTube Premium on YouTube, and I watched the whole thing without commercials, and it was wonderful. So my choice, I will still pay for Amazon Prime, but I think everybody has to look at what benefits you get, what ones are you interested in, and is it worth your hard-earned dollar?
That's right, because I think it's going to go up, and it soon will be over. If you look at the Amazon users in the U.S., you'll see that 2021 to 2022 is, there's just a tiny bump that's gone up. These are the projections that they have. There'll be slow growth, but it's going to be, they're going to raise it. I just know they are, and it'll be over $200 for the year. And people who are having a hard time and struggling, I think they have to really look and say, is it worth it? And it may be, if you, depending on where you live and depending on the services and what you want to purchase, it may be a big deal or it may not be, right?
Yeah, and let's say you make the decision, I'm only going to use Amazon Prime. I'm not going to use Spotify or any of the other music streaming services. I'm not going to use Netflix or any of the other movie streaming services. I'm just going to make Prime my only one. Then it actually becomes worthwhile.
Right.
I think too many people get, I want to have Spotify, I want to have this, and then Netflix, and then they forget they're paying for them. Because
that's right. That's exactly it. They just
and then all of a sudden they have. So you got to be really cognizant of
where does the money go,
how you use it.
That's right.
Isn't it true? At least this is in my mind. You have to have an Amazon Prime account to use Miss A.
No.
If you have the equipment, but if you have you don't have to have a Prime account. Okay.
No. Now, I think personally that was my prediction at the end of when we gave those predictions on our Monday show. I think that's something they may, because they're not making any money on any of those IoT devices. I'm thinking that they may roll that over as part of a Prime membership. I don't know that. I haven't heard it. It's just an idea I had, but that's a thought that I had, but that's not true. Bob, do you use Prime and you buy things on Prime, right?
I use Prime, but I've been thinking very hard that I hardly use movies at all on Prime.
Right.
I don't use music on Prime. I'm paying for premium on YouTube, and that's what I use for both music and for movies.
Right.
And the only thing is, what about a credit card that's coming from Amazon? Is it required to have a Prime membership? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, technically, why would it have to be a Prime membership? Because they're still going to make, for those people that don't pay it off, the money on it. So, but I'm thinking very seriously of dropping my Prime membership and signing up when it comes time for the sale, because you get a month for free.
Well, also, Bob, the other thing is you can pay by the month, and you can cancel any time.
I can choose my month. Okay.
Right. Yep. So that's the point.
And a lot of people get Prime because it's free shipping. But if you start looking and comparing prices between the shipping and another company plus shipping, a lot of times it's even more using Prime.
When I shop, I don't look at Amazon. I use Google. I shop for an item, and then I look to see where do I get the best price for that particular item. If Amazon is on there and they come in lowest, that's where I get it. But if that's not the case, I'm not married to Amazon. Also consider Walmart just added to their Prime membership movies. Nobody's thinking about it, but that just happened. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
A lot of it also depends where you live. Bob and I live in what I would call semi-rural areas.
Right.
I have one Walmart within 15 miles, otherwise, and a Home Depot. Otherwise, I have to go to Phoenix for any serious shopping. So, which is 100 miles away. So for us, Prime is more important than, say, my other two colleagues here who live in major metropolitan areas.
Right.
But Walmart ships just as well. And if you have Prime or you spend over a certain amount, there is no shipping fee either. So,
but the other thing about Prime that I really like is it's 1 or 2 days to get it, where some the same item might be a week or two before you're going to get it.
Okay.
Walmart, I'm getting it the same day.
All right, that's very good. Well, it's so interesting talk, interesting thoughts. We better do some work. We got to go over some news.
Yeah,
before we do that,
I got a few things here.
Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. 48 degrees, partly sunny in Manhattan. Because I have mobility issues, I am not able to do in-store shopping. Online is essential. Considering the cost of shipping, Amazon Prime is a bargain. Good one. Oh, Kathleen, I changed the website. Have a look and make sure it's okay. We talked to Kathleen about that on Monday, so you'll find I tweaked it for you. So have a look at our website.
Your Amazon Prime account too is if you shop in Whole Foods, a lot of times they have sales that your Prime account gets you the sale price.
Right. And Jolin says, agreed. Ron, definitely worth doing the research. Yes, indeed. Jim here from Arcadia. Jim from Geeks on Tour. Yeah. Hi, Jim.
No, this is Jim.
This isn't Jim Gould?
No, he's in
California, Jim. Okay. Well, sorry. I haven't seen that logo before. Is it your first time? Is it this Jim's first time here?
I don't know. I don't know who
anyway,
he is.
A big shout out to you if it is your first time here. Thank you for coming and listening. We really appreciate it. We always like to say hello to the new people that are coming. Yeah. So thank you so much. If you're listening all the time and we haven't really figured that out, we do apologize profusely. But a big shout out to you if you're new here. California, 54 degrees, cloudy. I use Prime. I use it all the time. I also subscribe to Amazon Kindle Unlimited for books. Right. Exactly. Another feature. Sally says, I do not have Prime, but get free shipping for ground items when I order to meet the minimum. It usually arrives sooner than promised.
Grouping items.
Yes. I'm not sure what this
means. That means she meets the minimum purchase amount to
right.
get free shipping.
Amazon card is. So I
not
guess
required.
Not required. Okay. Mike Ungerman, the nice thing about streaming services is you can join or leave without penalty. Prime, YouTube, Premium are my mainstays. I add or delete other services based on their content. Yes.
Okay, we're caught up.
Thank you. All right, let's get going. We're going to move on now to looking at our news feed. If you want to follow us, that's the link on our Facebook page. I'm going to just share my screen now. And we will come up. And we will see how we go here. Just hold on. See if we can enlarge this. All right. How's that look, guys? Is that okay?
Looks good.
Yeah.
On the Facebook page, it looks very good to me.
Yeah, I'm over on the Facebook page too.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you got multiple ones, just go over the. All right.
No.
All right. Let's look at articles. I think did I get the first one today?
It doesn't say.
The Pixel tablet.
Yeah.
That's Ron Brown. Yep.
It is. I did. I got the first one. Hey, we always have this. Anyway, just to let everyone know that. This year, Google will bring out a Pixel tablet, and this will, of course, is a new feature for Google. And there are many ways that this tablet is going to integrate in your IoT services. So this is an interesting article. I'm not going to go into it, but if you just to let you know that it is coming, and this is some ideas for you. This is a good one. This was did I post this or you? Yeah, I guess is that
You
mine,
did.
Bob?
That's yours.
Yeah. So this comes up with Jolland. We talked about this earlier before in our pre-show warm-up. And I said, after all the years I've been using LastPass, I finally bit the bullet 4 weeks ago, and I bought it because it was getting too complicated with all my devices. And so I paid my money after all these years of struggling and getting the free version. And then Bob sent an email to Jolland, who's listening, and because she was concerned about, is LastPass the password manager we should be using? And Bob wrote her that, sent me a copy of what he said to Jolland, and I thought, rats, he gave up LastPass. So I thought, oh. So Bob, what should we be doing? What did you do?
Well, number one, let's get it straight. There's no way, even with a hack, that anyone would get your master password from LastPass because of the way they store things. So the master password was never gotten by anybody who hacks LastPass. But what did happen in this last hack, they got lots of your personal information, which means be prepared for bombarding of phishing attempts. Okay. And for that reason, I finally said, hey, there's enough other good ones out there. And I downloaded the password stored in LastPass, because you can download with a CSV file. And then I imported it, and I'm currently using Dashlane and Bitwarden. I imported those passwords from LastPass into those two, and I got rid of LastPass. That's my decision. You may not want to, but I feel that they gave up too much, and it's not the first hack. This is hack number 3, I believe.
Do you think that since it's been sold a number of times, do you think they're just getting sloppy now? Do you think there's a change in the management or how they're running the company? I mean, this is sort of odd you never heard about this before. It's just recently we've had all these problems.
Oh, they were hacked several years ago, and then they were hacked twice this year. Remember, the more popular something becomes, the bigger a target it becomes. So a greater effort is put into hacking a popular item, whether it's a password manager or an antivirus program or anything that's very popular, because lots of people use it. And if they can get a hold of information, for the hacker, it means money, plain and simple. Okay. So I don't think it's because they got sloppy. It's because they've gotten popular, and maybe they did let their guard down somewhat.
Now you have Dashlane and Bitwarden. What do you think? Equal? Do you like one better than the other? What's your thoughts on that?
Right now, Dashlane is the predominant one. And it automatically does the fill in for me. It automatically, I don't have to push any buttons. If Dashlane has the password, it signs in for me. Now, the way I set it up is, as long as the browser is open, Dashlane does the fill in. When I close the browser, it also closes the password you need in order to get into Dashlane. So mine is set that it's only available, and Dashlane is only available for as long as the browser is open, which means if somebody steals the laptop or whatever, well, they first have to know my password to get into Dashlane, because that has to be refreshed with each time you open the browser. So if you keep your browser open all day long, you have no problems. But the second you restart your system and you open your browser again, you'll have to put in the password for the password manager before it can do its work.
Right. Okay. Let's move on. This was a good article I saw this morning. planning to buy a car in 2023. Mike Ungerman, pay attention now. This is we're talking a lot about cars on our show now. Planning to buy a car in 2023. Expectations will have to change. Experts caution. Now, I read the article, and of course, just let you know that they predict that the chip shortage will slowly start to correct itself, but not till late 2023. So we're not going to see big changes occurring in the supply problems in cars in the early part of 2023, which of course is next week, right? The other thing is that they said is that probably don't expect to actually to go back the way it was, and that the dealer has lots of cars on the lot. You know, we're probably looking for the future now of ordering cars will be online. And so there'll be fewer and fewer cars on dealer lots, and they think that's going to be that's just the way it's going to be in the future. All right, that's an interesting article. The other thing that was interesting, I sent Mike an article about this. Elon Musk urges Tesla workers not to be worried about the company's stock crash. Well, do you know the stock's down 80%? Like 80% it lost in value. Like, this is a lot, and no one seems to be too concerned. But
great time to buy it.
Yeah. I'm thinking any other company, you know, if Microsoft lost 80% of its value, I think people would certainly be shaking. You know, Tesla's lost 80% of their value on that stock, so no one seems to be too concerned. Anyway, we'll have to watch and see what happens, but it's an interesting article. Yeah, this is yes, it's time to ditch LastPass, and of course that's an article that goes over all the things that we just discussed, and so anyway, I agree with Bob. I think it might be time to move on. I think, Bob, the thing that you talked to us about is it's just not difficult. It's not difficult to move from one to the other, right?
Oh, just make sure before you get rid of it that you save your passwords, export them to your computer, then you can get rid of it. And when you open up the new one, whatever one you decided to go with next, that you import those passwords. And once you've imported them, get them off your computer. You don't want them on your computer where somebody can hack your system and now they have all your passwords. Okay?
Yes. This was just to let everyone know that Huey and I do a show once a month called Learning Chromebooks. And we do this, and it's free. And we've been doing it for a couple of years. So we're big Chromebook buffs. And of course, this year, Google canceled their Pixel line of machines, and of course my favorite machine is my Pixelbook that I have, and this is the Pixelbook Go. Just to let everyone know, it's now out of stock, and as these machines as they go out, there'll be lots of companies making Chromebooks. Don't get worried, we're not going to run out of Chromebooks. There's lots of Chromebooks, but if you are really passionate about the Pixelbook, the supplies are quickly going and they'll be gone soon. So if you are interested in buying a Pixelbook and it's something you really want, you should do it sooner rather than later.
My only concern is you can only use them for a certain limited number of years.
Yes.
Okay. And if they're no longer being made, well, the longer you wait, you're going to get a Chromebook that you can no longer update. I sit with one of those right now.
The other thing that's going to happen, and this is, I don't know if you guys saw this in the news. It's been in the news for a couple of weeks now. Is that for those of you who have Fitbits, now I have a Fitbit Sense watch. Those of you who have Fitbit watches, as you know, Google purchased Fitbit a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And you've always been able to log. And so there was a big volume of people that had Fitbit accounts and not a Google. Well, now I'm not going to argue this. Now this article said there was a large number of people that had Fitbit watches that didn't have Google accounts. Now that presents a bit of a problem now, because what's going to happen is Google is amalgamating the Fitbit login with the Google login. So you will no longer be able to log into your Fitbit account using your Fitbit password. It'll be merged with your Google account, and you'll be logging in through your Google account, which will get you into Fitbit. Now, my argument, Bob, the reason why this guy does, I don't think it was that well written, is because Fitbit always had an app, and you had to install the app on an Android phone, and to have an Android phone meant you had a Google account, right? So, I don't think that anyone really is not going to have a Google account that had a Fitbit watch. But anyway, just to let you know, this is changing. So if you do have, if you are logging into your Fitbit account with your Fitbit username and ID, you're going to see this change shortly, and you'll be prompted to amalgamate these two.
Yeah, but it says here that the Google sign-in is being removed.
Right, but it's going to be removed, so it'll be a single sign-in through your Google account. Oh, and this is the other. Did you guys see this? This is really interesting. Did you see the big kerfuffle over the Apple Watch Center having racial bias with oxygen levels? Did you see that article this week?
Nope.
So, of course, you know that watches now, particularly all the big watches, measure the amount of oxygen through sensors on the back of the watch, right? I've done a lot of videos about this. We've talked about it on our Monday show. And these sensors actually measure the oxygen concentration in your from your skin. Doing the sensor on the back of your skin with your watch measures the oxygen concentration in your blood. People and there's think that's a good thing, and it will help people. So this is fine. And of course, it all does it through a light sensor on the back of the watch. And so what they didn't do is they did most of the testing were all on white Caucasians, right? And so they're finding out with people of color that the sensors are sensing wrong values because of the skin color and the sensors related to the skin color. So there's a big kerfuffle over this because people are wearing these watches and getting inaccurate readings, and that's all because of the way the thing was designed in sensors. So interesting to keep an eye on that one. Bob, Windows 11 is beta testing Android 13. Bob's a beta tester for Windows 11. What are we going to be able to run Android on Windows 11? Is that what's happening here?
Not on the one that I'm beta testing.
Okay, Windows 11 beta testing Android 13. Well, many Chromebooks are still stuck on Android 9. So,
if you run stuff, because you can run apps in Windows 11, and they're using things that will run on Android 13, but not the actual operating system. It's just the apps we're talking about.
Okay, interesting. The other article that came out this morning, and this is a question whether Amazon, Ray, this is, will Amazon discontinue the Kindle Reader? And this is an interesting article. And they talked a lot about Jeff Bezos's passion for books. And he is really very passionate about reading books, and that's why he had, was really started getting the e-reader and the whole Kindle situation.
But he's gone now.
He's gone now, and so things are changing. And whether the Kindle e-reader will continue, because of course everyone has the Kindle app on their phone or their other devices or whatever electronic device they have, and you can do your reading, but do you really need a Kindle e-reader?
Well, my wife uses hers all the time. She likes the idea that she can make the print larger or smaller. There's so many things you can adjust. You can get books directly delivered to it. I mean, I think the Kindle will be around. I don't use it, but I think it'll be around for a while.
Huey, anything we need to talk about?
Hang on, but I did want to say, let me switch back over to StreamYard. I did want to say that don't forget, Amazon started out as a book company.
Right.
Good point.
That's exactly
That's
right.
all they had was books. And I used to get my technical stuff from a company called Buy.com, which is now Rakuten.
That's right.
Anyway, let's see where we're at here.
Have we got any new?
I don't think we covered this one.
Kathleen says Amazon Prime card returns from 1 to 5% back on purchases, as well as the discount at Whole Foods. Prices in New York are so high that Whole Foods is sometimes the cheapest source for organic. Really?
Wow.
That's usually Whole Foods is expensive, so that's interesting. Thank you for the change on the website. Well, thank you. There you go. You ask and you shall get.
Yep.
Jolyn says I've been using and recommending LastPass for 10 years and a subscriber since 2014. John's going to go to Bitwart. Okay,
Yep.
well, that's how it goes. Yeah. Michael Daniels. Oh, thank you. Michael's listening. Yes, thank you, Michael. Enjoy the show. Hope you have a great New Year. For Michael Daniels, of course, has the Michael Daniels Show on Wednesday, and of course, he's part of our community that Huey and I pal around with every day as a group of techies. So he has a great community that you can join, and we have a lot of fun with Michael.
Called Tinkering with Tech.
Yeah, and Tinkering with Tech. He's been on the show.
Also has games on Friday.
Friday games, that's right. Mm-hmm. He's a great guy, and he's been on the show many times. So thank you, Michael. Thanks a lot. We'll talk soon, later today, actually. Mike Hungerman, Tesla, competition is a major factor in their stock price. Now that all the major car makers plan some EVs, only EVs in the next decade, the competition will be fierce. Yes. So, yes. Bob, what's this is? I think this is yours.
Oh, you switched back. No, I have to switch.
It says caution with expiring soon email.
Yep. Google is still in their email having problems with this particular type of phishing attempt.
Mm-hmm.
It is still getting through into the regular emails. This is the same type of phishing email that's bugged them now for well over a month. And this is just another sample of that type of email. It looks good, but if you click on it, you become a loser, not a winner.
I don't think I want to click on it. All right.
Now, here, of course, you can't click. But if it comes in your email, any place you click on this thing will redirect you to a place where you'll wind up giving up your information.
CES expects big surge in Los. Oh, so CES is running this year. Are they going to have in-person CES?
Yeah, this is mine. And the point is, if the new year is coming, can CES 2023 be far behind? Now, what a difference 2 years makes. 2 years ago, 2021, it was all online. Last year, you could go, but you had to wear a mask and you had to have proof of vaccination. Today, masks are suggested but not required, and you're going to have lots of vendors there, everyone from Microsoft to some startups. So we're going to look forward to seeing about 100,000 people, they say they're expecting, and CES will be in the news for us over the next few weeks.
Yes, and for those of you who maybe, I'm sure most people listening know what CES is. It's the Consumer Electronics Show, and it is, I guess it's the biggest. Is it the biggest one in the world, Ray? Or?
Yeah,
it used to be. I don't know anymore. They have some big ones in Berlin and other locations, but certainly it's the longest running, I would say.
Right. Yeah. It's big. It's certainly huge. A lot of big announcements always are made, so that'll be exciting times. Supply chain is moving away from China. China is losing. Is this yours, Ray?
Yeah, these are finally.
Okay.
So the combination of China's stringent COVID-19 lockdown policies, other geopolitical tensions, they're now looking at other sources for the products. I mean, China has been the location that so many goods have come from over the last few decades. So there's 5 countries in particular that are taking some of the supply chain away from China, and some of them surprise me. They include Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Bangladesh, which I think is mostly clothing, but most prominent is India, has become viable replacements where the supply chain is moving there. Now, according to the UN, in 2023, India is set to surpass China and become the world's most populous country.
Really?
Yeah. Now, Apple has already moved manufacturing of its electronic devices from China to some of these countries, and the trend is likely to continue.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Ray. Oh, so India's going to follow it.
Well, yes. So India is now following the European Union mandate with respect to USB-C. And I said most of us have phones that have USB-C, but the two most recent computers I bought, a desktop and a laptop over the last year or so, have a USB-C connection. And this is definitely the wave of the future. It can offer so much more potential. And so now India is following the same ruling that the European Union, any phones or laptops in their country by March 2025 must have USB-C connectivity.
Interesting, eh? Interesting. Wow. South Korea. Oh, this must be vinyl. This must be yours, Ray. Vinyl Records.
How did you guess that? This is it's about a 10-minute video. And if you've ever wondered what goes into the process of making a vinyl record, this is probably the best video I've seen, because almost all the other ones go back to the 50s and 60s. And what surprised me in watching this is the amount of human intervention is still quite a bit. That there's technicians who do all the things they did back in last century with making a vinyl record. But if you ever wondered what the process is, what goes into the stamping and the creating the master, etc., this video should answer all your questions. Only about 10 minutes, worth a look.
Looks like they're making pottery or something.
Well, that's going to be a blue disc, not black, but blue.
Blue. Huh, okay. I'm going to watch that. That looks pretty good. Just to let everyone know, though, these articles are actually on our Facebook page. And if you go there and click the link here, you can actually listen to the video. All right. Whose is this?
Mine.
It's Huey's.
Huey.
It's our last Thursday. Well, you're such a stickler for detail. Yes. Well, we do wish everybody a happy new year, right?
Absolutely.
It'll be, yes, hopefully everyone has a good time and does all the cheer and has a good evening. And 2023 will be around.
Yeah, our retirement community is tried something last year, and we're going to do it again this year. Instead of a New Year's Eve dance like we used to have, by the time midnight rolled around, most people left because they're old and they don't stay up that late. And we'd only have 8 or 10 people in the band to be playing. So they switched last year to a New Year's afternoon. And then if people wanted to go out, there were a lot of other places they could go. So we're doing that again this year from 2 to 4 in the afternoon is our New Year's Eve party.
Yeah. We're having
a New Year's Eve party because by 7 I'm in bed.
We're having some people over for dinner on New Year's Eve, and I said to them when we invited them over, I said, and you have to leave by 8 because I'll be in bed by 9. And so yeah, I think you're getting short. So who posted this? Samsung's latest?
I did. Samsung has this is going to be announced and shown at CES. They're going to have a larger screen, and it's going to be in the size of you can see how it's more rectangular, so it would be perfect for TikTok videos. But
except
they'll also
in
have
government buildings.
Yeah, but it's 32-inch vertical touchscreen display, and you can order things and keep track of what's in the refrigerator, and you can watch videos and get your recipes and whatever else you want on it.
So just not to throw a wet rag on this, on your great idea here, but it was interesting. I was talking
Samsung.
Well, I was talking to a repair guy the other day, and he's, we were talking about some of these machines, and he says, he said, I feel so sorry for people buying these because the repair is very high on them because of all the electronics in them, and they fail with big regularity. And he said, the problem is there are no chips. We can't get chips to fix them. So when you look at these, very expensive refrigerators that may be $4,000 or $5,000, if something happens and that chip goes in it, you are just not going to get it repaired. So I thought that's interesting.
Yeah, they haven't announced the pricing. They will at CES probably.
It's almost time.
Who did this?
Huey is next.
I did.
What, do you plan on buying a new car?
No, but I saw this and it really looked interesting. And
Yeah.
there are lots of pictures of the interior in the article. And it looks like a really amazing and different type of vehicle. It really, it's interesting. And it's not going to be 2023. It's going to be 2024.
Right.
But it looks like another contender for
What
people to
country is
purchase.
this from? What country?
It didn't say.
Okay.
With that, remember what time it is.
It is. I just stopped sharing. It is. Oh man, another hour has gone by.
Wow.
It goes by so fast. Huh. There you go. Well, anyway, there we go. Do we have any final comments or questions or anything, Huey?
Yeah, let me see what we got.
Mike says, Huey and I were regular at CES. I actually got more intelligence from online sources. I just missed the swag we used to get.
Yeah. We used to come back with lots of it.
CSV Productions. Hello, happy holidays.
Not sure who that is.
I'm not sure who CSV. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome. We certainly appreciate you. Mike Ungerman says, don't forget to click the thumbs up icon and like this show. It helps our YouTube rating. Thanks, Mike, for bringing that up. That's a great idea. Everyone, please, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you give us a thumbs up, and that would be great. Mike says, Happy New Year, and we all here at Tech for Senior want to wish everyone a happy New Year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the best of season for you. Thanks for another year of information. Happy New Year computing. Yes, let everyone know that the show we have committed to the 2023 season. So we'll be running both shows all through this coming year. So make sure you bookmark us or keep us in your hearts on Monday and Thursday. Happy New Year for all. Thanks, Jolly. And with that, we are going to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.